Hello and welcome back. In this video, we will try to explore while loop and do while loop. What is the syntax of while and do while loop? How they are different from for loop. First of all, whatever I have done using the for loop, same thing I would like to do using the while loop also. Again, whenever you have a repetitive task, at given point of time, you can go with for loop also, while loop also, do while loop also. When what to use, you need to understand here. Fine. Now I will say I equals to 0. I want to start from 0 and I will say while this condition, whatever condition I write here, in case of while loop, within this we may have to specify only condition. We will not be writing the initialization, we will not be writing the update here. I will say as long as I value is less than 5 or 4, maybe inside n I have 5, so I can say here n, because anyway inside n we have 5. Writing 5, writing n, both of them are same here. And whatever activity you want to repeat within this curly brackets, you may have to write. For an instance, I want to print 5 stars. It could be anything, right? I will print 5 stars. Please print this 5 stars while this condition is true. While, in simplified English, you can say as long as this condition is true, please repeat this activity. Fine. Now maybe after printing star, I want to increment I value. If not, the I value will remain 0 if you don't change, and this loop will repeat for infinite times, continuously non-stop, because you're not changing the value of I, and I value is always 0 and n value is always 5. 0 is always less than 5 and it will act like a true. If this is resulting in true, then whatever activity you write here, that will be repeated for infinite number of times. To avoid that, I am updating. Writing the initialization, writing the update is optional in case of while loop, unlike if there is any situation. For an instance, whatever activity we are doing here, which we want to repeat, in this case initialization and update is important. There will be many activities which you will explore going forward when initialization, or you can say update, is not compulsory. Maybe I want to retrieve the data. As long as there is a data in the table of database, I want to keep on retrieving it. You can just put the condition here. As long as there is records available in the table, please retrieve the record. That retrieving part you can write here. You need not to write update, you need not to write initialization, which in my Java series going forward you will understand. Right now, just understand whatever we could able to do in the for loop, same thing can be done inside the while loop also. I am initializing the I value 0. I am checking is 0 less than n. Inside n we have 5. So is 0 less than 5, it is resulting in true. As long as this condition is true, please repeat whatever activity we have here. I am printing stars. After printing 1 star, I am incrementing the value of I to I++. That means if it is 0, it will become 1. If it is 1, it will become 2. Fine. So it will keep on incrementing 5 times, and at one given point of time, I value will become 5. Is 5 less than n? Is 5 less than 5? No. This will result in false and control will go out of this loop. Whatever code if you write after the loop, that will be executed. If there is no code, then nothing will be executed, and that's the end of the application. Fine. So let me just run this. If I run this program, you can see same 5 stars are getting printed. Whatever was happening in for loop, same thing is happening in the while loop also. Only thing is difference with respect to the syntax. We just have to specify condition here. If you have any update, write within the body of the loop, and you can initialize before the loop. Again, I repeat, this part and this is optional when it comes to while loop, which going forward in the Java series you will understand. Now, whether it is a for loop, whether it is a while loop, whatever body you write here, that will be executed only if this condition is true. Here also, you are initializing. Only if this condition is true, that time the body will be executed. Even if you want to execute for once also, for the first time to execute the body of the loop, the condition has to be true. For an instance, I will make it 6. Great. Now I'm checking. Is 6 inside I we have 6, right? So is 6 less than 5? No, it is false. This will not be executed once also. Once also it will not be executed. Now if there is a situation, I want to execute the body of loop once, and for the next repetition I want to check the condition. For the first time, I don't want to check the condition. I want to execute whatever is the body. But to repeat, I will check the condition. That's where the concept of do while loop comes into picture. Now, when it comes to do while loop, the syntax is similar to while loop. We may have to say, maybe I'll initialize I value to 0. That's fine. I will say do this activity. Whatever you want, you can say do. And within the bracket, this is the body of the loop. Whatever you want to do it. Maybe I want to print, and after printing the star, I want to increment the value of I. Okay. And that's it. After which, after the end of this loop, I will write here while as long as I value is less than n. And inside n, we have created here 5. So it is I value. If it is 0, 0 less than 5. And I will put here semicolon. The syntax is different. That's it. So what happens here is I am initializing the I value to 0. For the first time to execute, there is no condition. Nothing will be checked. First time, whether the condition is true, condition is false, whatever you write inside the loop, that will be executed. For the second time onwards, for the repetition, it will check the condition. Fine. Now I value is 0. It will execute without checking the condition. One star will be printed and then I value incremented to 1. And now you're checking is I, which is 1 right now, less than 5. If it is true, then the second time it will execute. Then it became 3 here. Is 3 less than 5? Again, it will repeat. Fine. So now if I have to execute this, you can see 5 stars we are getting it. Whatever was happening in for loop, while loop, in the do while loop also same repetition is happening. Let me make it to 6 here. I will make it to 6. Fine. Now, even before checking this condition, in case of do while loop, it will execute once, and to repeat it, it will check the condition. Now, of course, whatever condition you have put here, I less than n. Inside the I, we have 6. Inside the n, you can see we have 5. Is 6 less than 5? No, it is false, right? This is resulting in false, but at least once the star will be printed. You can see here, if I have to run, which you can notice, I'm getting the star at least once. For the second time, it will check. Second time it is checking is 6 less than 5. No, it is false. So repetition will not happen. Whether the condition is true, condition is false, at least once it will execute the body of the loop. If you want to repeat it, only then for the repetition, in case of do while loop, the condition will be checked. I hope it is making sense here. Now the difference is while loop and for loop, it will execute the body of the loop once or 10 times or based on the condition, as long as this condition is satisfying, whatever condition you write here, as long as this condition is resulting in true. Whatever body you have written, whatever code you want to repeat, that will be executed n number of times as long as this condition is true. Fine. In case of do while loop, whether condition is true, false, it will not even check. At least once it will execute the body of the loop, and for the repetition, the condition will be checked whether it is true or false. Fine. Now do while loop and while loop, we will explore going forward with different examples. To start with, now we are going to start the journey of pattern programming, for which we will explore for loop extensively. We will understand the nesting of for loops, how to write multiple for loops. So you will have good hold on if else for loops and all the operators which we have seen so far. You will be very good in writing the pattern programming. The agenda is not to write some patterns, not to print some star. Agenda is to have a good hold on whatever concepts we have learned so far. Fine. So thank you so much for being with me in this video. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe the channel, also share with your friends and colleagues. Fine.